say a mobile device to G node B, we will to a base station. You'll basically use AI for something like uh, optimization of modulation, source coding, channel coding, equalization. So you'll basically the local AI will kind of optimize communication between these two. Uh, so your link level AI will essentially look at handover optimization based on prediction of future network conditions in complex wireless environments. So for example, handing over from one base station to the next, or based on say future network conditions such as say an incoming storm, or say different types of fading which might occur due to moving from an open area to an area with a lot of buildings or other infrastructure. Then how will this handover occur? So the link level AI will kind of come into play here, and they'll look at optimizing this. And finally, the end-to-end AI. So here, all parts of the network, including the core network as well as the app server, will kind of come into play. And this end-to-end AI, or this global AI, is essentially looking at, say, predicting anomalies in network operation and suggesting corrective actions. Okay, so something like along the lines of network slice management, and so on, right? So yeah, so you can see that like how all of these come together for different for an entire wireless sort of setting, right? So if you look at complexity in terms of this, so local AI is where we are right now. We are kind of the AI is fairly isolated from the entire network. Like we only are operating between say like the modulation classification example that I showed you is an example here, right? So we haven't even looked at link level AI or end-to-end AI, right? So as we go here, in terms of complexity, a lot of things will increase. So local AI being less complex and primarily can learn offline, while end-to-end AI will need online learning, like on the fly, to kind of work with existing infrastructure, right? So if you kind of are looking at ways to where do you kind of look at research in the field of machine learning or AI or deep learning for wireless networks? So these are different domains which you can pursue. So something like you can focus completely on the file layer, wherein you're looking at signal processing algorithms. You can look at network control options, wherein you're looking at optimization, routing, or scheduling, or resource allocation. Or you can look at network level mobile data analysis or app level mobile data analysis, and so on, wherein you're looking at basically network prediction or traffic classifications, right? So apart from this, you have a bunch of other areas like user localization as well, which again is completely different, or there might be like overlaps between multiple of these areas, and they might help each other kind of achieve the task that you set out. So you can refer to this particular sort of example to kind of to work with this. So deep learning in mobile and wireless networking, and we can see that, right? So so any questions till now, like anything at all? Yeah. So basically, like please put in any questions you have in the chat, and we'll try to answer those. So if you look at possible scenarios for AI, and wireless communication, so you need to be very careful about what is the problem uh, which you need to solve. So selecting a particular problem to work on. So say I saw some some of you are working on your own PhD thesis while teaching and so on. So if you're planning to kind of work on the intersection of AI, machine learning, and wireless communications, then how do you select a particular problem, right? So you can say take on and say developing an algorithm that solves a problem but is highly complex. So uh, so something like approximate power control with multiple cells and multiple users, which is like a regular problem in mobile networking, right? uh, or there might you may not have an accurate algorithm to model the system, such as linearization. So hardware how do you kind of account for effects which are introduced by the channel, right? So uh, so so in both these cases, you can current algorithms in this case use like the MMSE, but have but runtime is for these algorithms is too long for using them in a real time sort of scenario. And uh, like here we need to kind of approximate the system in some way, right? So I saw one question basically from Ravi Kumar, who asked, where do we get data to train? Yeah. So exactly. So getting all of this data is a setting as well. So in this case, so you'll uh, how you get data is how I showed in the modulation classification case itself. So what you do is instead of getting real data in this sense, you create a simulation model. And this is where Simulink and MATLAB both come in. So you create a model by dragging and dropping blocks, uh, say signal generation, your baseband, and all of these parts of your communication network, and then identify, get isolate what is the signal received at the channel. So to highlight this, let me just get back to MATLAB again. So say if you were looking at generating 5G waveforms, for example. So what you can do is you can simply go on to the 5G toolbox, and you can see something like this end-to-end simulation, right? So you can do that, or you can do, say, system level simulations, uh, or 5G waveform generation and visualization, or transmitter performance analysis, right? So you can kind of look at all of these settings, and yeah, if you just look at examples, so you can see, like, so the 5G carrier waveform generation for your downlink and uplink, as well as you can generate a bunch of synchronization signals, as well as uh, yeah. So you can generate like a bunch of these waveforms using the 5G toolbox, and use that synthetic data to kind of uh, uh, train your algorithms, or train either your machine learning algorithms or test your signal processing algorithms, and so on. All right. So you can see, like, if you just see the 5G toolbox and its associated examples, you'll see like how you can get data to train your network. So I think a bunch of uh, uh, you can also kind of combine this with your antenna toolbox, and look at how you can generate an entire end-to-end sort of thing. Uh, yeah. So maybe let me see if there is a combination of 5G and antenna toolbox someplace. But yeah. Uh, sure. So 3D reconstruction. Yeah. So you can see that yeah. So there's a beam scanning, visualization, and so on. So in yeah. So how do you kind of create a map for a macro cell test environment? Yeah. So you can see like some of these examples on say how do you plan a 5G fixed wireless access over a terrain. So all of these settings kind of bring together your 5G, like your signal generation, signal transmission, your antenna parts, your RF parts, and help you optimize various levels. Either you can optimize at just the RF part, or you can choose to optimize at like the physical infrastructure part, and so on, right? So kind of answered your queries. Yeah. So, for example, this is a user story from a company known as NanoSemi, wherein so they develop 5G testbeds, and basically they improved their system efficiency for 5G. So their challenge was to kind of reduce the time taken for design and verification for their RF power linearization algorithms. So basically, to kind of help account for the non-linearities there. So what they did was they characterized their amplifier performance using MATLAB, developed their DPDs, or digital pre-distortion algorithms, and their machine learning algorithms, and using the verification and validation workflows, which I haven't really covered. So they automated their test procedures. So this like end-to-end sort of workflow, wherein you're say designing your network, you're simulating your network under different conditions. This will reduce your development time by 50%, and you can kind of uh, check a bunch of these settings. Yeah. So yeah. uh, so if you look at possible scenarios for you know uh, for AI, how do you solve a problem which is there? So there is no I'd say universal data set for 5G, but you can synthesize all of them in MATLAB. So if you're a domain expert, you can look at, say, you can ask questions basically like what can we optimize or improve. So basically your current solution might be computationally expensive, or rely on approximate models, or have no models which exist at all. So when you look at machine learning in antenna design, or machine learning in wireless communications, definitely. So there are a bunch of challenges which come in, right? So from the choice of the learning algorithm to getting data, like Professor Ravi Kumar mentioned earlier, and to pre-processing and debugging, and all of these. There are a bunch of these problems which are there. However, the most important one might be the problem formulation itself. So basically, if you begin with wrong assumptions, then you can you can spend a lot of time in kind of getting results which might not lead you anywhere. So in this case, you have to formulate the right problem, select what data do you need, whether it is sensor data, data from the network itself, data from different what node in the network, and select the right tools to collect, synthesize, or pre-process the data. Like so, either you collect physical data or you can synthesize it. So uh, like yeah. So I don't and other scenarios may be like depending upon uh, depending upon um, the extent of deep learning which is involved, check whether you kind of need to apply machine learning, deep learning, or reinforcement learning, and so on. Right. So in this case, what I'll do is yeah. So I think I'd like to kind of maybe take some time here to look at uh, uh, like how much like if you have any questions at all, or uh, what what do you want to kind of you know you want to discuss further and so on. So I think this is primarily what presentation that I had in mind. The remaining slides are again very heavy on machine learning. I don't want to delve deep into it, uh, but maybe what I can do is I can just maybe uh, like share a couple of resources and end the session. So yeah. So in yes. So is any questions at all for me? Yeah. 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 So I think that is mostly what I had. What I'll do is I'll take these last 15 minutes. Please throw some light on problem formulation. Okay. Sure. Uh, all right. So maybe what I'll do is I'll try to kind of maybe take you through resources which are available on the MathWorks website, uh, and to answer the question, like basically problem formulation in where AI and machine learning can be applied in 5G communications. Basically, what I'd say is the first thing you can do is um, go and look at your the sources such as say go on Google Scholar or go on IEEE and search through applications, so papers. That might be the first sort of place to kind of look at. Um, the next thing that you can do is something like, say, uh, if you're looking at MATLAB, so then maybe you can go over a bunch of examples which are there. So uh, in this case, for example, uh, this is something for using deep learning for data synthesis for 5G channel estimation. So in setting, you are kind of using the deep neural network to generate data, but uh, like you can modify this to generate like data for different settings as well. So depending upon what you kind of require, you can go over these examples and maybe have that as a starting point as well to start thinking about what is possible. So that is one thing. uh, yeah, so another thing is we are adding a lot of these examples specifically on 5G and deep learning and allied domains when it comes to uh, like new releases. So currently, these examples are there in the 2020 B release, which came out in September. In March or April, we'll release 2021 A, which will have even more examples for 5G and 5G and deep learning together. So what would be a good point to start is the MathWorks website itself. So I know you were expecting maybe more of a talk on 5G and not on 5G plus AI, which kind of highlighted went more towards AI than 5G. So in this case, uh, I'll just point you to some of the resources which are there, which you can view by yourself. Um, so the first thing is on the MathWorks website itself, you can go over to either the products page or the solutions page. So on the products page, if you just uh, look at applications, you have your wireless communications. So either you can go over, say, products by toolbox names, or you can go over by applications. So in this application, you can see from an electronics background, you might want to look at the signal processing toolbox, the RF and mixed signal tool sort of group, as well as the wireless communication group, along with the image processing and computer vision group. So, so in this case, for the wireless communication group, you can look at say let me go ahead and click 5G toolbox or the wireless HDL toolbox. So, uh, and if you go, each one of these toolboxes has their own pages, wherein each of these links have a lot of information on what is possible using these particular toolboxes, and what examples might be there, along with a bunch of options, links to videos. So say if you are looking at generating 5G waveforms, then you can see on the 5G toolbox page itself, you can see that there is a bunch of videos on video series on 5G explained. Basically, what are 5G waveforms like? What is the frame structure? And what do different symbols kind of look like? So, uh, yeah. So you can see there is a full series of videos. I'll just put the link to that in the chat. So, understanding 5G NR. So this is so these are like a bunch of videos which you can kind of go over, a bunch of 12 videos to kind of understand what 5G exactly is about. And all of these are either presentations or jump into MATLAB at different points in time and talk about different aspects of this. Okay. Uh, Now the next one is the wireless HDL toolbox, which I want to highlight. So if you look at, if you want to design these communications, you'll obviously at one point or the other, you would look at some sort of FPGA or ASIC implementation, or a SoC implementation. So in this case, you can the wireless HDL toolbox, wherein which will have functions for kind of creating code for creating HDL code for your wireless applications, will come into play. So this is, for example, uh, yeah. So in this case, yeah. So 5G NR IP blocks. So basically, you have like blocks for in Simulink, which have so 5G NR blocks will the wireless HDL toolbox has blocks for your uh, different like either your LTE or your 5G applications. And what you can do is once you drag drop these blocks into a Simulink model, you can use Simulink to kind of automatically generate HDL code. And whatever all of these blocks which are there in MATLAB and Simulink, so they are code generatable. So it's not that the code for inside the HDL code inside these are is kept from you. So you can open and see all of this code which is available to you. So the IP is not hidden behind you know something like uh, it's not just there. Yeah. So another option is yeah. Another option is going on to the solutions tab on top. So in this case, if you go on to the solutions tab, you'll see like a bunch of areas which are there. So in this case, what you can do is you can again click on say the wireless communications bit. So this will take you to a new page wherein you'll look at get an examples for wireless designs. Uh, so this will bring in a bunch of other toolboxes which are there, like so it will bring in toolboxes from all the things that you kind of heard about, right from designing your transmitter to your receiver and modeling your antenna or the channel as well, right? So it will also talk about hardware prototyping and so on. So this is again like this page, this reference page is a good place to start if you are getting started. And finally, I wanted to show two more things. Like you saw the videos page, right? So if you go on to the events tab, you'll get an access to upcoming live events like webinars that we conduct. Um On-demand webinars, any conferences or training options. So if you look at this on-demand webinars option, so these are uh, recorded videos which are present, and you can refine them by product or refine them by what is a video type, whether it's just a talk or a demo or a how-to, and so on. And also, we'll just limit it to English and say talk about just 5G toolbox. So you can see like you can look at videos for beam management, uh, decoding 5G signals on an FPGA, and so on and so forth. So these are available across different domains. 5G might not only be limited to 5G toolbox, but you can see that. So I think I'll just share a link to this as well. So I think this is a good place to get started if you're working. Um, and finally, say if you're teaching, right? So I think all of these things will help. So you can select a particular group. So if you're teaching, then if you look at the resources which are available, uh, say yeah. So this is a teaching page. So teach with MATLAB and Simulink. So uh, so if you're teaching and if you want help on teaching a particular subject, then I think you should definitely visit this page. There are course materials across different areas which are there. So if you're specifically say if you go on to the teaching page and you look at say curriculum resources and click on MATLAB courseware, you'll get courseware across different topics. Specifically, if you're teaching communications, so digital communications, or software defined radio. So these two courses, so a digital communication lab course, as well as this introductory communication systems course might be useful. So if you kind of visit these links, you'll see that you can download these course materials in a zip file. These course materials might include some of the syllabus, some MATLAB code or Simulink models which are already there, and you can they are freely available. I think you just need to sign in, and maybe you'd get that. Similarly here, you can kind of get this. So let me just put uh, these links in. So for electronics. So, um, uh, like what I'd suggest is, like in case you are you are kind of looking to kind of float a course, and part of it is using MATLAB, or a lab component is using MATLAB. So definitely kind of get in touch with us, and we'll try to kind of help you float that course, and work with you on rolling it out. So uh, yep, sure.
Yeah.
So that is all that I have from my end. Yeah. So please, yeah, yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, nothing, sir, nothing.
Yeah, I think sir, this is all that I have from my end. I think the only thing left is like these are our emails. Basically, you can email us at ppi@mathworks.com or mpal@mathworks.com. So I'll just put in my email, and in case you kind of if you're working on anything, you can or you're facing issues, or you can simply drop us an email, and we'll try to help
Sure.
on that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your wonderful session. Thank you, sir. And you have suggested various resources for the participants, and the resources works very well in teaching. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.